We bought a total mini Countryman so we could transport Cosmo safely and comfortably. Now, in the last video we got to work on the interior, which looked like this, but now it looks like this, with dash, airbags, curtain airbags and seatbelts replaced. The front, however, still looks like this, and there's some nasty damage on the bonnet, and because of one particular piece just here, I've been told that we can't fix it, we've got to replace it, but we'll see. So let's get this bumper off. 2 bolts either side. A few bolts underneath. And some plastic fasteners around the inside of the wheel arch. And so just disconnects a few clips and some plugs, and we can put the bumper a bit further forward. The damage on the front of the bumper just here, I think that'll be easily repairable. Now, what I can't figure out is this crash bar has been pushed right back, but there's no damage, as you can see, from the crash absorber. How's that happened? Right, we're just going to hope that it hasn't damaged the radiator pack behind as well. I don't think it has, so I think we'll be lucky there. However, once we take the crash bar off and we pull what's left of the radiator shrouding out, we'll be able to see that properly. So let's get to start with getting these bolts out. Did a bit of help unscrewing them, and this one in particular I had to get in with a screwdriver from underneath and put some pressure on so we could pull it out. Here to pull the damage out to that crash, to that deformation leg slightly, so I can get a socket onto that one bolt at the end there. And this worked for this bolt, and I was able to undo it. However, the other bolt is still creased underneath the leg there, so that you can't get a socket on, so I'll need to give it a bit of a wiggle this side and see if I can bend it out a bit. It's only aluminium, so it shouldn't be too hard. Now we can get what's left of this smashed shrouding out of the way. There's an active blind there which is plugged in as well, just here. Let's see what the state of this is like. Hopefully this isn't smashed because it's quite expensive. In fact, the whole unit's quite expensive, I think. Okay, so we've got a mount here for that shroud that hasn't snapped, amazingly. Like both of them on this side were still in one piece. Okay, so shroud's out of the way. Let's get this damaged deformation leg out. Just a few bolts there, and we can just slot a new one in. Now look at the difference between the damaged one and the new to me leg. little bit out of shape as well due to the force of the crash bar pulling it when it was hit. I think this needs to come out a little bit. You can see it's got quite steep there. It should be further out than that. So compared to this one, we can see how that one's been pushed down. Let's see if we can do something with that rather than replacing it. It's still not quite right, still a bit stiff, so tight to get the crash bar into, so I'm going to take it out so where I can get to it properly. Okay, so then bolts just drop straight in nicely. I'm happy with that. Okay, so let's. This is a test fit before I put the shroud back on, and it's all looking good. The bolts just drop straight in. Now, this is what that shroud should look like. Now, this is £1,000 second hand, which is quite a bit, so I'm going to see. I know it looks like a jigsaw, but yeah, basically I'm going to see if I can repair this. If I can, I seem to have all the plastic bits that I broke off, so I'm going to try and, well, plastic weld it together, as it were, with a soldering iron, and some other bits of plastic. Let's see if it works. I'll be amazed if it does. I'm going to start with the hot air gun and try and see if I can straighten some of it out first, which will be helpful. Okay, now I'm heating some staples into the cracks now. I've put them together, which, you know, yeah, there we go. There's, can you see that? There it is. One of those commercial type staples, you know, for the big staple guns. That holds it quite nicely. Okay, so let's try and do the same with the big part of the ducting. This took me hours to do, very fiddly, but I eventually managed to get it all together, and it's surprisingly quite strong. As you can see, it's now in one piece. I'm amazed. I used the heat gun to straighten out the blind. It was a little bit twisted, and that worked as well. Okay, so the EFB battery in this is completely dead. Couldn't save it, couldn't revive it. Completely dead. EFB is the enhanced flooded battery, so I'm going to get that out, and oh my god, the routine to get the battery out on this, like a lot of cars, you just undo the clamp, lift the battery out, you have to take off the engine to bits on this, but yeah, I'm going to replace it with an AGM battery for the stop-start system, because, well, to be honest, the AGMs are better, and that was actually cheaper than getting a EFB. battery is connected and buttoned up. Now we've got to get the slam panel on. Not much to this. There's a few bolts either end, cable to clip in, and there, you're good to go then. I've also dropped in this new grill, Cooper S grill, because it looks better than the Cooper grill. There's only a few bolts for that. And yeah, we've been to the paint shop, and I found a place that said they could fix it, and they did. Look at that, nice straight bonnet painted, bumper's been painted. They even did the side scratches, and a little bit of damage that was on the back too. And there we are. There it is with the dog crate in, and there's Cosmo all ready to go out in it, happily running around with his octopus.